Hey everyone, welcome back to Optimize Evony. Today I want to do a video to actually just walk through the new Mayan event, Revelation of Maya. Uh, Basically, it's a little bit of a confusing event, so I just kind of wanted to go through and play it with you guys and kind of share what I've learned with you guys and hopefully be able to pick up some tips and tricks from you guys as well. Basically, it's an event where everyone's kind of on a honestly on a level playing field. Um, the rankings, there's a bunch of people who are very low power that are doing really well in this. Honestly, it seems very random in terms of how many points you can get and how far you can advance and stuff like that. So I'll kind of give you my thoughts and we'll just play through it and see how we do it. I've actually already done it, but I do want to actually go and get a better score. So yeah, let's let's go and reset to level 1 so that we can do the whole thing. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any tips and tricks for doing this. I personally have some things that I like to do, but it's not going to there's so much randomness that is going to basically determine how you're going to proceed. All right. Money bags. That looks pretty decent, except for the gold is basically only for buying things. There are a couple skills that scale off of gold, so having a lot of gold would be really good there. Mount troop defense and HP. Mm, I'm, I'm honestly, uh, I'm going to just reset and try and get a little bit better buffs there. All right. So we have money bags again. Brutal strike. Your troops gain 5% attack for every 1% troop amount lost. That's pretty good. So if you looked at like some of these other ones, like it's only like 30% or 15% or something like that. But if you have like really not a lot of troops, they're going to be super strong. So we'll try this one. It might not be the best, but that's okay. So these towers, these ones are actually really annoying because they actually are going to attack you. Okay, here, let me select some generals. First, of course, they don't hide your duty generals, so you have to kind of scroll through all of them. It's not really something. I wouldn't assume that most people are using their duty generals. So let's create, a preset basically. I'm just gonna put like 1,000 of each and then do basically, oh, whoops. Let's do 1,000 again. And let's do the rest of the kind of main troop type. So I'll save that one. Oh, we have to select all of them before we save them. So scroll through more of them. You can use your defense general. That would be kind of fun, huh? So let's do an archer one. And then fill the rest with archers. Let's do a mount one. And then siege. And then I'll probably actually do another either ground, just because I have another decent general that's kind of full spec'd out. But we'll kind of make a game time decision. Let's not do that one. Let's do this one. Do 1,000, and then I'll do the rest for that. And then siege. Honestly, some people have said that they've had really good success with siege. I actually have not had a lot of good success with siege. Siege for me have basically died very easily. It's always the first one to die for me. So um I might actually change this composition a little bit. I might do like 10,000 there and let's do like 5,000 just to give the troops a little bit more of a buffer because you basically want pretty much all of your attack power to come from the siege, but uh, if all the other troops in the march are dead, it's going to target the siege a little bit more aggressively. So then let's kind of look at what we have left. Again, I'll probably do a ground gen. I've had success with that. I know there's certain skills that are triggering a little bit better. Like for example, on Siege, it would be probably pretty good to do another Siege March. But like I said, I haven't really had a lot of success with Siege. So I'm going to use kind of my assistant ground gen and do set up another preset here with him. I know this part is kind of boring, so let's kind of go quick through it and then let's go through, get to the actual play. All right, so we save that. So this is actually super annoying because this tower, as I kind of said, each time, each time you have to basically click on something and it attacks you, it's going to reduce your troop amount by 5% for each time you dispel a fog. And then basically you have to get to one of the adjacent squares. So you have to basically try and get to one of those squares as quickly as possible. And then once you get to it and undo the fog around it, it'll stop attacking you. So let's see if we have any runes. We have 0 runes, so that's not really going to help. But yeah. So you see, it's already taking taking off troops, which is kind of annoying. I actually really want to hit something here because this is kind of killing me. Um, Let me do that. So then it should no longer be attacking you. So yeah, then you can kind of just open up some of these things. You'll see like when a warrior pops up, you're no longer able to click on the things right next to it. So let's look at the mine camp. This is basically it gives you mercenary troops basically. So it will it'll essentially give you like a fully spec'd out march. This is a Scipio, but you can see that the troop types are kind of mixed. I don't really like that, so I'm this one's a little bit better, and that one's fully mixed again. So I'm probably actually going to get the Princess Kagua and recruit that. Um, yeah, so then you should see next time we basically when we attack. So the other thing that you do is you attack these things, and so you basically will. Oh, interesting. I don't know why the recruit didn't actually work. Let me see. Maybe it's because of this warrior next to it. But basically, you wanna select all of your troops every time. What the heck? Something glitching going on. Okay, so the Princess Kagua did actually fight with my troops. It just for some reason didn't show up there. So then when you fight something, you'll typically get a buff afterwards. So I mean, you can tell that this is a level 2 skill, so it's a little bit better. But yeah, let's go with that. None of those are particularly amazing. Let's attack this one again. This time you will see uh, yeah, let's try that out instead of having my archers fight, we'll have the mercenaries fight and see kind of how we do that. You can see as we're kind of going through that, you're getting scores here. So yeah, ground troop HP. I let's do ground troop HP just because again I did 2 marches of ground there. So then the Mayan treasure chest you also get kind of rewards for. So but yeah, let's maybe just kind of keep going through this. Is kind of very monotonous. So uh, I'll maybe try and speed some of this up, but basically you'll kind of get the trick. So that there's like those Mayan recruit areas where you can get mercenaries to fight for you. You can also get runes here, so you can see all of the Mayan warriors on the level. That might be kind of nice if there's, for example, okay, let's do the level 3. If there's like a Mayan warrior right here, like there was, if I had been able to use that runes and been able to attack that directly because I could see it then, I would be able to basically not have to uncover any of the fog, not take any damage, and then go to one right next to it, and then that would save me a bunch of damage there. Okay, and so then this is the Mayan head priest or high priest, and so this is kind of the main boss for the level. And then you basically, how I understand is you get points based on how many troops are remaining in the level when you advance. Okay, let's do range troop. No, I should have done ground there because again we doubled up on ground, but you're also getting a bunch of different stuff kind of going through here. So you can also scroll over, of course. And there's maybe one more warrior. There we go. So try and get as much, as much gold and stuff because you'll need the gold kind of later on. So uh, I also got something here. Wow, this is great. So restore 15% of the maximum troop amount for all troop slots. I would recommend waiting on using those until kind of the end. So you see we got 100 scores there. So now we're at 200. Okay, thankfully we don't have the poison tower anymore, so that's good. We can essentially just click as much as we want, kind of just still do what we're doing. Okay, cool. That actually allows us to go a little bit faster, but then we basically have to attack this guy right away. Um, so yeah, but yeah, this is essentially how you play through it. There's some there's always some different skills here. So like the purple ones are usually pretty good. This is increased ground troop and mount troop attack and the basic attributes by 25%. Not a huge fan of that one, honestly. I'm probably actually going to go for the ground troop attack here. This is uh, No, we'll do that one. This one isn't a particularly good purple one. There's some that like give you essentially like healing after the battle or a chance to like automatically critical hit and kill the target. Um, so yeah, we're not getting particularly lucky with our draws here, but we'll just kind of keep going through and wish you could, I wish they didn't make this take, forever for that to actually kind of go through. Uh, okay, I'm actually going to deselect my siege and select the second archer because, like I said, the siege just tends to die, and I don't know really why. I don't know if it's something specific to what I'm doing, or if my siege buffs are not good enough. But I mean, my siege buffs are pretty decent, so I mean, not for like a heavy coiner, but for my alliance, certainly they're really good. All right, so let's see who we want to recruit. So this is going to be mounts. That looks pretty good. Siege and siege, but mixed. Let's do the mounts. Uh, I would have loved to have kind of kept with the with like a single troop type that I'm trying to buff up a ton, but it is what it is. So we'll select the recruit there. I don't know really how much that actually affects it, but we'll do it anyways. So let's do range troop attack. I'm sure there's, a lot of ways to optimize this that I'm not currently doing. I probably actually should have just re-rolled a bunch of the initial start skills until I got one that was really good. There's ones that increase your march size, which is, I mean, I, you guys all know that's super important. One thing I should talk about, you can occupy these towers, but it does take 10% of all your troop slots to occupy the building. And it doesn't really, this one like gives you some points, or it doesn't give you points, but gives you some buffs against the bosses. So unless you're really, really struggling and you need to essentially need help to get to the next level, you probably shouldn't mess with the towers at all because taking away your troop count is just kind of brutal. So I would not recommend doing that. Certainly not until kind of the end. So then this is the mine calendar. So this essentially just gives you a random buff. So we'll see what we get here. Probably not something super good. Level 2 ground attack. Okay, cool. Whatever. Uh, Cool. That's it for the level. Some of the levels are kind of dumb. There's not too much there. Okay, so again, we want to unlock this as quickly as possible because otherwise it's going to attack our troops. So I don't know if this one will unlock it, but we'll see. Otherwise, we'll just do this one and then it shouldn't attack us anymore. But it is really annoying because it attacked us twice. Otherwise, it shouldn't have really attacked. Um, Okay, so we know where everything is. Let's just get the buffs first before we try and go and attack things to minimize our losses. Range troop HP, cool. By the way, you can see all of the different buffs and the stage buffs and stuff like that, and the epic buffs as well. So it's kind of cool. You can see the individual generals as well. You can also see kind of the mercenary ones that you recruited. But yeah, I don't see that they play too much into it. So yeah, I'll probably skip through a bunch of this as I'm kind of doing the video, but I just wanted to kind of show you guys how I kind of go about this and what I kind of try and prioritize. But that being said, I think it's so much luck. Like I think uh, it's mostly luck that determines how well you score here. For example, I'm already starting to lose a lot of these troops. Let me just go and I'll select some of my troops instead. Um, I'm actually going to keep that one selected. Um, but you remember, actually, I'm going to keep these ones for a reason. Uh, if you remember at the very beginning, I picked the skill that basically for every percentage missing, it gives you extra attack. So that's super important. So okay, this is pretty cool. Okay, so this is actually the skill that is pretty OP if you attack with siege. Basically, they have a 30% chance to just destroy it without attacking anything. So uh, it's okay. It's 3% against a high priest, but still, like 30% for not damaging any of your troops. That's amazing. Uh, I didn't really set up for this, but we might do it anyways. This is ground and mount troop attack. Do have kind of a lot of those, but I'm gonna go for the this chance. So then obviously we'll go through the rest of the level. You do want to attack everything that you can because otherwise you're leaving scores kind of behind, and you don't want to have you don't want to have essentially you're trying to get the highest score possible. So it doesn't make sense to really not attack everything. And you see, I switched to siege there because there's a chance that it just immediately kills it, right? So even though there's not really a good way of telling if it actually did, because you don't see a battle report or anything. So this is basically just point and click. There's a little bit of skill in terms of like the runes and stuff that you use and how you kind of go through things, but other than that, it's it's pretty basic. Like I think a number of the players that are on the leaderboard are kind of smaller players. So I mean it's cool that they're able to kind of play some sort of PVM, player versus monster kind of event similar to Huns, but they don't have to, they're not limited by their own troops because, that can be pretty annoying for smaller players. Okay, so this is just a high priest. Let's do it. There's really not much else to do here. So there's also healing that you can get here. We should see one relatively soon, hopefully. Let's do siege HP and then go through the portal. But yeah, hopefully we see a heal soon because I mean our troops are getting a little bit low, and uh, I think some of the points scale off of how many troops you have left. So basically, if we go through all of these kind of instructions, the final surviving troop amount will affect the points gained. So if you're able to basically kill everything without losing troops, you're going to get the maximum points. So if you can heal your troops a lot, that's also super good. But it's it's one of the it's completely random. So if you see there's the Mayan camps, we've seen that, but there's also this live stream that it allows you to heal your troops up to a certain amount. And so we'll essentially see that. We'll get to one. There's also a market that you can use your gold to actually to actually get buffs and also other items. So always when you see this, spin it right away because there's no reason to attack anything else before you get additional buffs. They're not typically very good buffs, but it's better than nothing. So yeah, there's also we can take a look at some of the runes as well because there's some of them that are kind of cool. You can just basically just destroy the target and double the gold. I think there's some other things. So this is kind of cool. You can unlock the lock status of fogs around it. So basically, if there's a Mayan priest, you can't click on the ones around it, but if you use this, you can essentially do that. This is basically the same thing, but only for a Mayan warrior. And then this gives like a particular damage. So I would essentially save these up for the final level and then just try and use them on the Mayan high priest. And it'll knock down some of the percent on it, so it won't kill as many of your troops. So cool. I get another camp. Let's do this. Let's see. That one's actually a good mix up because it's prioritizing kind of the right troop. But we did take the siege buff, so I might just I'm gonna take the siege against my better judgment, and then we're gonna adjust it. So that one's kind of taking a little bit of heat. So I basically want to make it so that uh, I'm wearing down the troops kind of evenly because if we do get to a heal, we will essentially be able to heal 20% of every single march, which will be significantly nicer if all of them are even rather than if there's one that's dead. it's not going to heal anything. So yeah, that's my plan. But I don't know how my scores are doing, honestly. It's really hard until the later levels to kind of see how you're actually doing. So we have to attack this for one now. But yeah, hopefully we'll get a heal soon. For some reason, it's kind of taking a little bit. I think it's, like I said, completely random, so it's not particularly fair. And that's why, some of these smaller players, basically the longer you play it, the more times you reset and the better skills that you get at the beginning are going to affect. Wow. Okay, this is great. So absolutely we're taking this. Restore 20% of lost troops amount after each battle. So heck yeah, we're doing that. That will also, kind of affect again your score as well, because remember it's related to how many are remaining. So I don't know if it's only the ones that are included though. Looks like, I mean, we need to get those guys up a little bit. So I'm going to actually continue on that. Hopefully we'll be able to get. Oh, they went down more. That's a bummer. Hopefully we can kind of get them back up. Hopefully we will get a live stream soon, because that would be very nice. Or, we'll keep going. There we go. Perfect. So it's live stream. We'll go to this first actually. So there's three different options here always. I would almost always choose this one, the restore 20% of your maximum troop amount for all troop slots, because that's going to give you just so much more benefit than a single troop slot for 45%, or a slot that's 0 to 20%. Unless you're 100%, healed on all the other ones, and you have, one dead or one that's almost dead. But yeah, so I guess, there's no reason to go. Well, we'll actually do this one first. Let's see if it kind of affects the troops that we're getting. Come on, siege. Maybe we'll get lucky. That 3% chance to automatically crit and kill. Okay. The increase. Oh, interesting. So this is kind of cool. But if you take a look, you can't use any healing or recovery runes. So I'm not going to do that, even though it looks pretty cool. I think that it's just not really worth kind of what we're trying to do there. I'm gonna take out some of the siege. Unfortunately, it just does not seem to be working how I wanted it to. I did take that skill, but it doesn't seem to have really triggered very often. So, and I actually don't know if it's super important for you to have a specific siege march for that, because all of my marches have siege. So I don't know if that's essentially giving me a a pretty good chance at triggering that, or not. Yeah, the other thing that you can try and do is you can try and just go and unlock as many things as possible before you start battling, because you can get additional buffs and stuff like that. So uh, that might be a strategy as well. I don't seem to be doing particularly well in this one, so I might actually restart it at some point. But I just wanted to kind of show you guys how to kind of go about it when I'm actually trying to get the highest score. The rewards are okay. You know, they're not like the best, but they're good enough to try it a little bit. I'm currently ranked fifth, which is not quite as good as I want to be. I would like to be, you know, kind of first, second, or third. Okay, those are getting pretty low there. I'm trying to do some ranged buffs. Okay, let's do, I guess, this one. As you can see, this, I mean, it basically just takes a long time. So it's it's kind of one of those, another one of the quests that are kind of designed for people who are just, you know, willing to spend a lot more time on the game, which honestly is kind of nice. You know, it's nice that they're giving smaller players a chance so we can get, again, refresh some of our troops. Let's take a look at kind of what we have left. Okay, that didn't give me kind of the look that I was hoping for, but we'll be able to see it when we select troops for the next battle. Nice. We get another mine camp. Get more buffs. Let's recruit someone. I would like to take him, but he just doesn't have the right troop composition. They're all so even. And I don't really know if Ethelfled is really a good choice for this, because this is a much better Mount General unless you're attacking monsters, and I don't know if these count as monsters or not. So I'm gonna go with Scipio, just because, you know, Scipio's my boy. So all right, let's maybe unselect. All right. It also doesn't seem to really follow as much of the battle mechanics of like a typical PvP Evony March, because really the siege should essentially be untouched unless it was able to kind of get through the layers, but that's not actually what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the siege is very squishy. So uh yeah, maybe don't focus on all of your other PvP knowledge and stuff like that, because it might not apply the way you think it does. But maybe it does, and maybe I just don't have enough of the enough layers of other things or whatnot to actually get it to work properly. I'm also not going to spend a ton of time on this event. I think there's a lot more important things that I can be doing. So, okay, cool. Well, and this is, you know, only stage 9. It goes up to 20. So I'll, you know, I'll play through it. If you guys are interested, you can keep watching. But it's, if you're really trying to optimize your score, you're really trying to optimize kind of that initial skill and making sure that you're getting lucky with heals and stuff like that. Okay, that's kind of cool. I am definitely going to do that one. There is one that is basically triggered by, okay, we're getting a little low on those guys. Let's maybe get them back to the ones that are a little bit higher. Hopefully we get another heal soon. Uh, the time that I basically scored the highest was a time where I got a bunch of heals. So, like I said, most of it's pretty much luck. So if you're willing to basically just try, you will probably do okay. But and you'll probably learn some tips and tricks that, I don't even know because I've only this is kind of my second playthrough of it. Yeah. Okay. Again, these ones are usually much better, and I like that one to begin with, but there are much better ones, so I wouldn't say that it's necessarily the best. Okay, so this is basically all troops attack, defense, and HP by 5% per battle one. So you can get up to 10 of those, so basically 50%, but when it reaches the maximum stacks, it's 100%. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Each troop will lose no more than 20% of its maximum in the battle. And then this one restores 1% each time you enter a new level. I think this one would be way more powerful if I gotten it earlier on. This is already stage 11. So I'm gonna do this one. I don't know if it's the best, but we'll try it out. At least, hopefully we won't be losing a whole bunch of troops in a single battle. How are we doing? We need healing, but that's okay. We also have a skill uh, that scales off of the number of runes that we have, which are these things. And so I want to kind of keep as many runes as possible because we have a bunch right now, but yeah, it's going to be obviously better to kind of keep some of those around, but might not be the best for your score because again, remember the score is basically calculated based on how many troops you have surviving the battle. So uh, yeah, uh, might be the wrong strategy to go here. We'll see if I actually get a higher score than kind of the first time that I tried. I I actually don't think it's very likely. I'm seeing a lot more damage than I was that time, and I think I was maybe a little bit better at prioritizing troops and stuff like that at that point. Okay, man, I don't know. We'll just do those ones. It is kind of unfortunate that like it seems like some of the buffs are really targeted to like increasing your buffs when your troops are weak. But unfortunately, like while that'll help you kill things and stuff like that, it's not going to give you as many points because you're not having as many troops surviving the battle. So that's kind of unfortunate, but uh if you're having trouble like just surviving the level, it might be nice to kind of pick up on one of those. I'm not seeing though is okay, let's do ground troop attack. What I kind of thought is that we would so we had the field hospital restores 20% of lost troop amount after each battle. Seems like that should be healing more troops for me, but I guess it's 20% of the troops lost, so maybe it's not as good as what I'm thinking it is. Oh yeah, this is I'm starting to get a little low on some of the troops, so we'll see if I even make it and I'm able to kind of win. Okay, let's again try the siege one. The the Hail Mary skill basically is what I kind of think of it as. Because I mean, if you can kill something and not have to really be worried about it, like that's obviously going to help you a lot. Okay, Mine Warrior. This one's, I mean, these should be weaker. yeah, I don't know. It is interesting. It seems like some of my troops just like don't don't really die. Like you can see these ones are all pretty much at full health, but then some of the other ones that join are just like decimated. I don't know. I mean, like these ones do have pretty good buffs, but I'm not even sure if the buffs even really apply all that much. And like this has a good siege buff, so I don't know what what's kind of happening there. A lot of randomness with this, so don't don't get too upset if you're not scoring well. Just try again and basically see how it goes. I'm gonna attack this guy first, actually. I'm gonna switch out this one for try siege. Again, haven't had a particularly good luck with siege, but whatever. Yeah, we'll keep going with it. Cool. So we get another mine camp, and then yeah, we can basically keep going until we hit something that's gonna stop us. We'll grab this one. That one's pretty good. Didn't super build my troops for the ground, but and that one's too split. So my thought is a lot of the ones that are taking a lot of damage are the ones that are split here. So basically they'll take damage based on whatever is coming at it versus like okay, if it's all ground and like archers are coming at it, it's probably not going to take as much damage. But so I got my boy Scipio again. So let's take out my Scipio maybe. Or no, let's take out that one. We'll toss on these guys. So I think also initially I had reread or read one of the skills wrong. The hospital skill that we had kind of talked about, the field hospital. So it's 20% of the lost troops in each battle. It's not, you're not going to be healing more than what you originally had starting the battle. So basically, it's going to reduce your losses by, a fifth. So it's helpful, but it's not as helpful as I originally thought. I could really use a hospital though. That would be really nice. So ground troop attack, we got a couple Scipios now. So, and again, I'm not doing a ton of a good job at actually like making sure that the buffs are targeting the troops that I have the most of, just because it seems like my troops are getting wounded pretty aggressively. So I'm not, I don't know, I'm not gonna stress too much on this, obviously. So we'll kind of see. Hopefully we get a heal after this level though, because we're starting to get a little bit low on troops. And the other thing that, I mean, you can always restart a level. So you can either go back to level one or you can go back to basically like some like middle point. I'm not going to do that right now. If I'm trying to score well, I might kind of go through and loop through and wait till I get a skill that I really like, and see if that's kind of if that'll allow me to score a little bit better. Okay, so this one isn't going to hurt us, but you don't want to hit these green patches because the green patches are going to damage you when you go into them. So I'm not going to do that. We'll attack this guy. Make sure that our troops aren't getting too low. Again, could really use a nice heal, but we also have runes that can heal too. I was kind of waiting for them to get to a harder level to use them. This one again is a healing rune, but it's only for a single troop slot, so it's good, but it's not the best. Get another camp. The camps are cool, but I don't actually know if they're kind of the best thing to have. I think it's probably much better to have just the healing because your troops are probably going to be much better. So that's a pretty good archer. It's a good mount, but maybe not what I'm really looking for mounts. So yeah, we're gonna go princess. And then kind of just keep going. We'll switch out someone that's getting low. Kind of want to save my some of my troops and send the mercenaries. Like, yes, we get another warrior there. Yeah, but really, really could use some healing. One of the times I did it, I got super lucky with healing, and basically it was like so many right after another. It was like three, ones in a row. I basically just got to heal. Okay. And as you can see, it does get a little bit harder here, so uh, it's not just as point and click as it kind of seems on like the first couple levels. You do have to kind of think and prioritize kind of which troops you're sending and stuff like that. I really wish, they would tell you that you could like scout this and send troops based on kind of what they have. But unfortunately, it doesn't really seem. Oh, wow, I did not notice that they were that low. That's not super good. I guess we'll kind of move back to more of a ground-based attack here, ground and archers. So hopefully that'll do well against that. But yeah, I mean, there's no real way of knowing what it's attacking you with. Do ground. We have a lot of ground left still. Yeah, so this one we can't get to unless we go through here, and which I'm not going to because it's really not worth it. We go through the portal here. Woohoo! Healing. Yeah, we badly needed this. So that gives us 20%. Still is not kind of the best, but at least our troops aren't dead. So, and sometimes you also get a live stream from the levels here. So we'll kind of click through and hopefully we get lucky. Wow, that's cool. 40% from a single troop slot. All right, let's see. Eh, I'll stick with that, I guess. It does seem like my troops are getting way more damage than they were the last time I played this, which is kind of a bummer because it's making this a little bit more difficult than it was otherwise. Let's do some of these ones. It doesn't really seem like the March comp really is affecting things too much. Oh, awesome. Here's another live stream. Like I said, they show up on levels too. So get 20% again, super helpful. There is also skills that give you additional march size, which is again super super cool. I've kind of wished that I had gotten one of those early. So if I was going for points, I might do that where I basically reset until I got like a March increase one because that would, certainly help you in the earlier levels, but also kind of throughout because your March size doesn't decrease. Let's see if we're getting low. No, not really. Maybe we've gotten a little bit lucky with some of the siege things. I mean, we theoretically, I think, have a 60% chance to critical hit, but it doesn't seem like the wounded is on that. So we have a 30% chance to destroy the target directly when they attack. So, I mean, that's 60%. That should be really solid, but I don't know. It does say that it's only 3% on High Priest, so it's less effective. But you know what? Let's try it out. I'm actually gonna go with that guy for more siege, and then hopefully we get a critical. Increase troop attack, defense, and HP by 20%, and extra 20% attack for the troop type with the most remaining amount. Absolutely, let's do that. Especially since I set up my marches to be mostly a single troop type. And again, maybe that's not the best way to go about this, but it seems like it should be. It seems like that makes the most sense uh, in terms of what what normal battle mechanics are. But again, it doesn't really seem like the battle mechanics really hold super strongly here. I don't actually think I'm going to be placing very well on this score because it just doesn't seem like I'm able to keep my troops alive quite as well. But we are on stage 16. No towers here. Oh, that's a bummer. Uh, but what we can do here is we can use one of the marking Mayan warriors. Let's try that. Oh, are there none? The heck? Okay, weird. All right, let's look at the Mayan guards. Okay, maybe those just aren't working. That's kind of a bummer. So I guess we kind of have to go through the fog, which sucks. Because I don't really want to have to do that, but I'll do it. I'll take the penalty. Seems like that was kind of the only way there. They do give you a nice buff here. Come on. Troop attack. Cool. And back to the Mayan High Priest. So you can see that the levels or the power is increasing significantly. All right, well, let's try that. Gold in the fog grants you 1 gold for dispelling fog each time. We are on level stage 16, but can keep doing that. We actually haven't had a market yet, which, man, it would have been cooler to have a market. Again, we have to take damage on our troops. Such an annoying. Oh, there we go. Perfect. A market. So each time we're dispelling the fog, we're also getting gold, which then we can use at the market to buy stuff. And then I don't think that's worth exposing, so I won't do that. That's cool. We'll do that. Do a healing rune. I'm gonna buy all these things, but then there's a skill that basically scales your all of your stats based off how much gold you have. So I'm sure I'm gonna get that the next battle. Just because I just spent like 100 gold. Okay, no fog, so no gold on this level. Let's see. Okay, let's not select them. Let's go do Kagua. All right, see what happens. Oh, defeat. That's not good. So all of those people not die, but they didn't do super well. Let me. We do have some runes. Let's do the one that does. Oh wow, 60%. That's cool. There was one that we had. Okay, for all troop slots. Let's do that again. Also, yeah, we're unfortunately not doing super well here, but we'll keep going. If you restart, you basically get a fresh set of troops anyways. So let's maybe do this one. Basically brings it up to max. And let's do 40%. We'll do it on there. We'll do 40% again. And we'll do it on, yeah, let's do the siege. Even though, like I said, the siege hasn't been particularly good for me. Let's not use those ones anymore because they're, you know what? Let's just use ours. They're probably better than the mercenaries anyways. Man, this one would have been super great earlier, but I don't think I'm going to take that anymore. Some of the skills definitely depend on when you're actually getting the skill to determine if it's actually worth it. Okay, thanks. So we have a live stream now. That would have been great to have earlier, but you know, we'll heal some of them. We're on 18, we're at 4,300 points. Dang. All right, look at all these. What we can also do is you can also use these kind of attacks to dispel things as well. Only applies to Mind Warrior. Oh man, I wish I had done this earlier, but I don't think we actually had a Poisonwood Totem Tower when we had this skill. So okay, this one's the same, but it doesn't give you extra gold. So oh, it's a Mayan Warrior, which there's not any on here. So this one's only Mayan Warrior, Mayan Warrior. This one's can be useful. We'll just do that one. Cool. Not super important there, but okay. Let's do ground attack because we have a decent amount of ground. Look at the look at those okay. We're gonna use Do want some mounts in my attack. But yeah, look at basically what we're getting. Gold's not super useful anymore. Around troop HP. See how those are doing. Again, like that siege is just taking a little bit of damage. The ground is also taking some damage. Flip it out. And maybe save my troops for the high priest. These are marking all the locations, which is not super helpful. What I might actually do, I think it's better for your score if you attack all the guards first and then attack the high priest. But I might attack the high priest first just to try it out and see kind of what we have going. Okay, we have all the troop types. Let's try it out. We have enough health. We'll probably still win. Oh, what I should have done, that was kind of dumb of me. We have runes that kind of give us additional benefits. So we can use one of these ones, and all of our attributes are increased by 100%. So uh, we're going to keep attacking, obviously, because that's important to do. We'll select some of the troops that have a little bit more power. We'll select that guy instead. Hopefully we'll get a critical hit and it won't kill a bunch of things. Yeah, again, Mayan warriors, so maybe I should have used those a little bit earlier, but oh well. I'm not worried about not being able to kill these ones because they're, only Mayan guards. But I mean, if you look at the power, it's like a billion. Oh, wow. Okay, so I lost that one. That's not super great. All right, let's attack the other one. And let's not take all of these ones because they're all pretty much dead. And we'll use mine. So I think my troops are a little bit stronger than the mercenary ones. Otherwise, yeah, otherwise there would really be no reason to do that. So hopefully we can kill the rest of these. Are on stage 19, so it is getting a little bit harder. Oh man, that's not super great. So if I had healing runes, I should probably use them. This one's selecting a troop slot. I don't think any of the other ones are actually. Oh, but we can use these ones. So we'll use that. Um, Probably not going to be super important, but which one do we think is the most important to heal? I think I'm gonna heal Elise. That's not giving me very much. So hopefully we can hopefully we cannot die with all these troops. Yeah, we're gonna put siege in there. All right, hopefully this works. It might not. Okay, I think that's basically it. So I basically would have to go back to level 1 and redo everything. But I'm not going to do that. My score probably would have jumped up quite significantly if I'd made it through this level. Let's I mean, let's just for fun, let's see if I can actually do anything here. Maybe my troops can stay alive long enough to, I mean, it has like very little health. Okay, we killed it. Great. Probably not gonna be able to kill this one, but you know, let's see if any of this, if nothing else, it'll damage it a little bit. But let's see if we can actually kill this. Maybe we can get lucky and get a crit. Hey, we won. And that's probably all that we're gonna be able to do. So there's probably a high priest here, but we have nothing to heal. So this is essentially our score. If we killed this high priest, it would jump up pretty significantly. But that's all I'm gonna do. Basically, you would have to reset to level 1 and play it again to try and get a better thing. So this is actually the skill that I wanted to get at the beginning. So it gives you 3% more troop amount at the beginning. So and it oh okay, just kidding. This restores 3% of the troop amount each time you enter a new level. So imagine that this was essentially healing every single time I got to a new level. That would have for sure meant that I would have finished that last time. But just finishing isn't enough. You also need to, really try and maximize your points. And so uh, getting the right combination of skills is going to be kind of the most important thing you can do there. And so you might have to basically just restart and restart and restart until you get something like this. This one I would absolutely pick. Or maybe you get the siege one and you kind of go all siege, or you go, siege heavy on it and hope for critting each time. So but yeah, I'm not gonna play through it again with you guys watching. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully, some of you stuck around till the end. But let me know if you want more of kind of just playing through stuff. Wanted to do this because it's just like it's kind of confusing. There's really not much information given here. The scoring is again kind of confusing, and it's mostly luck based. But thanks everyone for watching. As always, please remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and like this video. It helps me out a ton and helps you to keep getting notifications for new videos when I put them out, and allows me to kind of keep putting out good content. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.